Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 20th, 2022, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, oil tanking to $110 a barrel. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. But as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs taper off after a roller coaster ride over the past couple of weeks. In terms of indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ have a soft landing. The NASDAQ breaking 200 moving average level. We're going to take a look at that. And looking at commodities, gold steady, while oil, as mentioned before, tanks. And looking at the tech stocks, they're leveling off after selling off to the bottom of the range. And looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin rebounds from breaking 20K. It dipped right below 20K to 17,000. We're going to take a look at that as well. So let's see what we can expect from the markets today. So here we go. We're starting with a daily chart of the Euro USD. We hit a double bottom here on 103.80-ish level. And now we've got that bounce, okay, which can give us one or two ways. Either it's going to give us a bull flag. We're going to be just trading within these two ranges, okay, the upper level 107 at some point and the lower level 103. So keep that in mind as that continues to go, all right? It might not need to go further down here and just sustain itself. Looking at the GBP USD also just bouncing after that retracement. And as well, I would expect the same thing from the GBP and the Australian dollar as well. You see, they're all trading in tandem with the dollar, which means the markets are aligned, which is a really good sign. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we dipped below 30,000 points to 29,937. Now, we haven't been in this area since before the pandemic, okay, since the advent of the pandemic, really. I mean, we were trading at 29 to 30,000 back then, and taking a high of that, and then that was the pandemic right here. As it dipped to 18,000, we made it to 36,000, and now we're somewhere in the middle of that. Okay, we're still not fully in the middle of that. I would say another 2,000 points on the downside as well. So keep that in motion. Now we are at supportish level here. Okay, that's really very important to note. And we did tank 33,300 down to 29,000. So we do have maybe to 31,400 level a place for us to bounce. So keep that in tandem, as that may still happen over the next couple of months before we go into the fall season. Now looking at the NASDAQ breaking that 200-point moving average level, which is really very disconcerting because that's really an important level as well. Now we are at supportish level as well, so just keep that in mind as well. Now jumping back into commodities, gold pretty much unchanged, 1843. I mean, we're just trading in a range. Oil though, look at that tankage from 117-ish last week down to 110. And if we do break this area as well, we could see it back in the 96-ish area as well. So keep that in mind. This is still unfolding, and this continues to trade throughout the summer as well. Now looking at the individual stocks, Apple trading at 129 down and new lows for the year. That's an important thing. Facebook also trading at 163, also new lows for the year. Microsoft held itself high at 247 and didn't break lower, so this may give us some optimism today. Looking at Amazon trading at 106 after dipping to 102. Okay, that's also a big level for it to retrace to as well. Now looking at JP Morgan hitting new lows at 113 for the year. So it's systemic, it's across the board. Everything has been really, really weak. Now I'm going to leave off with Bitcoin here as it dipped below 20,000. Now 20,000 is where it's trading in right now. So this is something to consider as we're looking at this as well. As this has really corrected itself, we did say it might even go down to 17,000. And sure enough, it just dipped to that. It doesn't show it on a weekly chart, but it did dip to that and then bounce off of that as well. So keep that in mind as this unfolds for later today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.